Echo of Mugigi. In those distant days, when Enki still drew wisdom from the Abzu, and the great mountain core concealed the entrance to the underworld, priests and builders knew a secret that has since been all but forgotten. They called it the Echo of Mugigi, the reflection of the underground dragon's whisper. When they raised temples to the great gods, or tombs for those whose names were meant to live forever, the masters did not simply choose any stone. They sought granites laced with veins of quartz, those bloodlines of the earth that gleam like the scales of Mugigi. They carved their chambers so that walls and vaults formed a precise resonator, a low ceiling, a narrow passage, a niche turned inward like an ear pressed against the heart of the underworld. In such places, even the quiet voice of a priest, even the faintest song or the stroke of a drum, became something greater. Sound would circle, multiply, reflect from the crystal faces within the granite. The quartz, awakened by vibration, would begin to sing on its own, thinly, almost beyond the reach of a coarse ear, yet penetrating straight into bone and soul. It was then that the dragon's echo would come. Not a thunderous roar, but a quiet, endlessly repeating song, a deep drone near the frequency of a wise man's heartbeat, woven through with high overtones like silver threads in dark water. Whoever stood in such a chamber during the ritual would feel the same sacred inspiration kindle in the chest, the very fire that the potter and Namushu had once received. Thoughts grew clearer. Hands grew steadier. And the years seemed to slow. Priests who had spent many nights in these oracle rooms outlived ordinary men, and their songs, carved into clay tablets, stirred entire generations. In Sumer, such resonators were built into the foundations of ziggurats and into hidden sanctuaries beneath the temples. In other lands, into deep tombs of red granite, into underground shrines hewn from living rock, where the walls themselves sang. The builders knew, if the right stone and the right shape were chosen, then even centuries after the priests were gone, the stone would hold the reflection of that ancient whisper. One need only enter in silence, speak a sacred word, or simply breathe, and the echo would wake. But there came a time when people stopped listening. Some centuries ago, when iron and fire ruled the world more powerfully than song and stone, when temples began to be raised from brick and concrete rather than from living granite threaded with crystals, the knowledge faded. The new rulers and new priests said, "Why spend years seeking the right stone, when walls can be built in a season?" They forgot that speed does not lengthen life, nor does it give birth to true inspiration. And yet, even now, in our age of noise and machines, something like that ancient record can still be heard. In deep caves where granite vaults have been left untouched, in forgotten underground chambers of old temples, or in wells cut from solid rock, a faint and almost elusive hum sometimes rises. If you press your ear to cold stone in perfect stillness, you may catch the echo, like a distant song, repeating itself again and again. Some call it the voice of the earth. The wise know better, it is only the faint reflection of Mugigi's whisper, caught by quartz crystals and held within the granite for 1,000 years. Whoever still has a heart capable of hearing will feel a gentle warmth rise in the chest. Inspiration will arrive unexpectedly, as a clear thought, a beautiful line, a sudden steadiness in the hands. And life, so the old ones say, will for a brief moment seem longer. But remember the words of the ancient tablets. Do not seek the loud. Seek the quiet. For the dragons of the underworld never cry out. They whisper, and only a pure soul hears the continuation of their song. If you ever find yourself in an old stone vault, where the walls are granite veined with white, stop. Listen. Perhaps you will be the one to catch the echo of that same song which once gave the potter from Uruk 220 years of life, an inspiration without end. Mugigi are still singing. The world has simply grown too loud to hear them.